Still wearing ripped jeans or flashy logos after 50? It might be costing you your elegance. In this video, I'll show you exactly what not to wear and what to choose instead to look effortlessly classy, refined, and timeless every single day. Today, I want to have a warm, honest, and inspiring conversation with you. Just woman to woman. Because if you're anything like me, you've probably stood in front of your closet and asked yourself, is this too young? Is this too dated? Do I feel like the most elegant version of myself in this? And those are important questions to ask. Not because we're trying to chase youth or trends, but because we're ready to own our elegance in a way that's true, timeless, and refined. This video is all about what not to wear if you want to look elegant after 50. But don't worry, I'm not just here to tell you what to toss. I'm going to show you exactly what to wear instead, and I'll recommend specific luxury pieces that radiate that understated, quiet luxury feel that's become a signature of timeless style. The kind of pieces that never try too hard, because they don't have to. Whether you're already confident in your style or you're just beginning to redefine your wardrobe, this is your invitation to elevate with intention. Let's begin with the very first mistake I see far too often. Chapter 1. Say goodbye to loud logos. Let me start with a little story. A dear friend of mine once walked into a cafe wearing a sweatshirt that had a designer name splashed across the chest in glittering rhinestones. She was lovely, truly, but the sweatshirt? It wore her, not the other way around. And that's what loud logos do. They speak before you do. When we're younger, we're often drawn to these bold, flashy pieces because they feel luxurious. They say, look, I can afford this. But true elegance, especially after 50, knows better. It doesn't need to prove anything. It doesn't shout. It whispers. That's why pieces covered in oversized branding, monograms, or bold insignias have to go. They can cheapen your look, no matter how expensive they were. So what should you wear instead? Opt for pieces that are beautifully made, with attention to detail, but no screaming logos. One of my favorite examples is the Max Mara Manuela Icon coat. This coat is a masterclass in understated elegance. Made from pure double-faced camel hair or cashmere, it drapes like a dream, cinches at the waist with a self-tie belt, and has that minimalist, refined silhouette that looks just as luxurious in New York as it does in Milan. It's the kind of coat that turns heads, not because of a flashy label, but because of its presence, because of how you feel when you wear it. Confident, polished, effortless. You see, that's the difference. When your clothing doesn't scream, you get to shine. Chapter 2. Ditch the ripped jeans. Oh, denim. We've had quite the love affair with it over the years, haven't we? But let's talk about ripped or distressed jeans. You know the ones? Frayed knees, cut out thighs, faded wash, maybe even a few rhinestones if we're being bold. While they may have been fun or edgy at one point, distressed jeans don't convey grace or refinement. In fact, they tend to do the opposite. They create a sense of disarray, as if you're trying to reclaim a trend that belongs to a different chapter of life. Now, I want to be clear. Denim isn't the problem. I love a well-fitted pair of jeans as much as anyone. It's the distressing, the tears, the overdone fading. That's where the elegance gets lost. So what should you reach for instead? A pair of tailored trousers in a refined fabric, one that holds its shape, drapes beautifully, and can easily transition from brunch to a gallery opening. My personal go-to? The Loro Piana pants. They are incredibly soft, perfectly cut, and effortlessly elegant. Whether you pair them with a tucked-in silk blouse or a relaxed cashmere knit, they give you structure without sacrificing comfort. There's a reason quiet luxury is all about tailoring. A good pair of trousers says, I know my worth. I dress for myself. I choose quality. Now, if you still want denim in your life, and who doesn't, go for dark wash, straight leg jeans in a structured cut. No rips, no fading, no embellishment. Denim can be chic. It just needs to grow up with us. Chapter 3. Forget the loud prints and busy patterns. Let's talk about prints. We all know someone who loves a bold leopard print or a head-to-toe floral explosion. And sometimes it works. for them. But if you're stepping into your elegant era, I want you to rethink anything that feels too chaotic on the eye. Loud, aggressive patterns tend to overpower your natural beauty. Instead of complementing your presence, they compete with it. Now, this doesn't mean you can't wear prints at all. Far from it. But there's a difference between elegant detail and overwhelming design. So what's the elevated alternative? Subtle, tonal prints, neutral palettes, rich, textured fabrics that speak softly but say so much. For instance, a soft ivory silk blouse with a delicate pinstripe or tone-on-tone embroidery adds depth without screaming for attention. One piece I highly recommend is the _REW Vince silk shirt. It's oversized in a very deliberate way, made with feather-light silk that flows like water. The silhouette is contemporary but timeless. It's the kind of blouse that goes beautifully under a blazer, tucked into a skirt or worn loose over slim trousers. And most importantly, it never goes out of style. And darling, just a reminder, every product I mention in today's video is linked for you in the description below, so you can explore them at your leisure. Because elegant dressing should feel effortless, and I want to make that journey as easy as possible for you. Chapter 4. Avoid overly trendy accessories. Let's have a heart-to-heart about accessories. Accessories are often where women feel the freedom to be bold or expressive. But unfortunately, it's also where many outfits fall apart. Overly trendy accessories like oversized plastic bangles, neon crossbody bags, chunky rhinestone chokers, or anything that feels like it came straight from a teenager's Pinterest board rarely contribute to an elegant look. They're loud, distracting, and frankly, they date your outfit. Now, I'm not suggesting you forgo personality in your wardrobe. In fact, quite the opposite. I believe accessories are where your personality should shine. But just like a well-written sentence, every word matters. Every piece should feel intentional. So, what's the refined alternative? Invest in heritage-inspired pieces with a sculptural, clean design. Understated gold or pearl jewelry, leather handbags with structure and polish, and belts with subtle hardware are the kind of accessories that age like fine wine. For jewelry, I adore the Sophie Bill Brahe gold pearl earring. They feel modern yet heirloom-worthy, delicate but not invisible. These are earrings you could wear to lunch with friends, then straight to a black tie event without missing a beat. As for handbags, step away from the saggy, slouchy totes or rhinestone-covered clutches. Instead, choose something architectural and structured. I love the Hermes Click H belt in box leather. Subtle, iconic, and endlessly wearable. It adds just enough polish to a tailored trouser or a belted coat. When you accessorize this way, you're not chasing trends. You're building a legacy. Chapter 5. Skip the short hemlines. There's a certain confidence that comes with age, and with that confidence comes the freedom to let go of trends that no longer serve us. One of those? Super short hemlines. Now, don't get me wrong, legs are beautiful at every age, but ultra-short skirts and dresses often do more harm than good. They can feel a little out of sync with the elegance we've cultivated. They tend to ride up, cling, and shift when we move. And more importantly, they draw the eye down, when elegance should lift us up. So, what's the more refined alternative? Knee length and midi skirts. They create beautiful movement when you walk, offer a sense of structure, and flatter the leg without putting everything on display. There's something about the way they skim, not hug, that feels grown up, luxurious, and completely self-assured. Let me share a few of my favorites. First, the Gabriella Hearst Leonora A-line skirt. It's cut in a structured wool crepe that moves like liquid but holds its shape. The A-line design creates that feminine hourglass without being fussy. Pair it with a tucked-in blouse, a slim knit, or even a softly tailored jacket. It's effortless elegance in motion. Another go-to for warmer weather or casual refinement is the Totem cotton poplin midi skirt. It's crisp, architectural, and impossibly chic. This is the kind of piece that turns heads, quietly. Style it with a button-down and leather sandals for a breezy daytime look, or dress it up with pointed flats and a fitted blazer. It's a masterclass in minimalism. If you're a dress person, and I know many of us are, the Max Mara Fianello wool midi dress is a dream. It has clean lines, long sleeves, and a softly flared skirt that falls just below the knee. There's no noise, just perfectly cut fabric and impeccable tailoring. It's the kind of piece that works whether you're hosting brunch, attending a gallery opening, or heading into a boardroom. And for something with a touch of softness and sheen, the Tory Burch pleated satin midi skirt is another lovely option. The pleats give it movement, the satin catches the light without being flashy, and the waistband is smooth and flattering. It's beautiful with a fine cashmere knit, a sharp heel, or even a ballet flat. You'll feel polished and comfortable, never overdressed, never underwhelmed. The secret is this: elegance after 50 isn't about hiding. It's about balance. It's about finding silhouettes that mirror the confidence we've earned. A longer hemline doesn't mean less style, it means more intention, more flow, more grace. And remember, darling, you'll find all the timeless pieces I mentioned today linked in the description below, so you don't have to search. Let your wardrobe rise to meet the moment you're in, because you deserve to move through the world with both ease and undeniable style. Chapter 6. Retire the flashy heels. Ah, shoes. How many of us have sacrificed comfort in the name of fashion? When I was younger, I lived in stilettos. I convinced myself that pain was beauty. But now, over 50, I've learned that true beauty is feeling at ease in your body and your shoes. Flashy heels, especially ones with sky-high platforms, sparkly crystals, or aggressive metallics, have a way of throwing off an otherwise elegant look. They don't complement your outfit, they compete with it. More importantly, they aid you by trying too hard to look young. And nothing is less elegant than looking like you're trying too hard. So what should you wear instead? Elegant doesn't mean flat, it means intentional. Choose shoes that are beautifully made, subtly designed, and comfortable enough to carry you gracefully throughout the day. One of my favorite choices is the Aquazzura Love Me pointed toe flats. They have a delicate ankle strap, a sleek pointed silhouette, and just enough detail to feel romantic, but never loud. The craftsmanship is exquisite, and they come in soft suede or polished Napa leather. Perfect for pairing with trousers, dresses, or midi skirts. If you still crave a bit of height, consider a mid-heel block pump in a refined material. Look for low sculpted heels in suede, leather, or even velvet for winter. I often recommend the Manolo Blahnik Maysail 50mm pumps. They're chic, timeless, and comfortable enough for hours of wear. What matters most is this: you should walk like a woman who knows exactly who she is, not hobble in discomfort for the sake of flash. In the end, a woman who moves with grace, who walks with quiet confidence, will always be more striking than one teetering in glitter and pain. Chapter 7. Say no to synthetic shine. Let's take a moment to talk about something that often slips under the radar but has a profound impact on how elegant we appear. Fabric finish. It might seem like a minor detail, but trust me, the way a fabric catches the light can either elevate your entire outfit or quietly undermine it. Now, we all love a bit of glow. There's something about a soft shimmer that feels feminine and radiant. But there's a very fine line between glowing and glaring, and that line is usually crossed when we reach for overly shiny synthetic materials. I'm talking about those high-sheen polyester satins, iridescent blends, or anything with a slick, artificial shine. Under department store lights, they may look dramatic, but under daylight, or worse, camera flash, they can cheapen even the most well-intentioned outfit. Instead of sophistication, they project something overly flashy, even costume-like. But it's not just about how these fabrics look, it's about how they behave. Shiny synthetics tend to cling uncomfortably to the body, especially in warmer weather. They often highlight areas we'd rather glide over. They wrinkle easily, catch static, and rarely breathe. And the moment a fabric begins to work against you, your elegance is compromised. After 50, comfort and confidence go hand in hand. Your clothing should feel like a second skin, supportive, fluid, and composed. So, what's the alternative? Look for fabrics that speak the language of refinement. soft luster, graceful movement, and a matte or semi-matte finish. These textures don't shout, they whisper. And that's exactly the kind of elegance we're cultivating. Here are a few of my go-to materials: cashmere, buttery soft, breathable, and seasonless; wool crepe, structured with a gentle drape, perfect for tailored dresses or trousers; silk georgette, airy and fluid with just the faintest glow; structured cotton blends, polished and crisp, especially for shirting or blazers. One piece I absolutely adore and reach for constantly is the Brunello Cucinelli fine knit cashmere sweater. It's feather-light, yet incredibly cozy. The kind of sweater that feels like quiet luxury from the moment you slip it on. It layers beautifully under a blazer for a polished lunch look, or pairs effortlessly with wide-leg trousers for casual refinement. Even styled with slim jeans and flats, it maintains that put together without trying too hard feel. The brilliance of this piece is in its texture and drape. It doesn't cling or bunch. It simply follows your body in the most flattering way. Here's a tip I always share with my clients. Watch how a fabric moves when you hold it up. If it drapes softly, almost pooling like liquid, and holds a shape without stiffness, that's a sign of quality. If it feels stiff, clingy, or collapses into a mess of wrinkles, it's probably not going to do you any favors. And of course, if it reflects light like a disco ball, well, it might be better suited for a costume party than an elegant lunch date. It's subtle changes like this, choosing fabrics with a quiet finish instead of synthetic flash, that gradually shift your entire wardrobe into a realm of timeless elegance. So, the next time you're shopping or even revisiting your closet, run your hands along the fabric. Watch how it moves. See how it reflects the light. Ask yourself, does this feel refined? Or does it feel like it's trying too hard? You'll be amazed at how often the answer leads you toward pieces that not only look better, but feel better too. Chapter 9. Don't wear statement pieces. All at once. There's a moment we've all had. Standing in front of the mirror, wearing bold earrings, a chunky necklace, and maybe even a printed blouse, and wondering why it just doesn't work. The answer is simple, my dear. It's visual chaos. You see, elegance isn't about excess. It's about restraint, about choosing one beautiful detail and letting it shine. When we pile on multiple statement pieces, big earrings, a loud necklace, an eye-catching print, it becomes overwhelming. Each element is competing for attention, and the result is confusion, not cohesion. It's like walking into a room where everyone's talking over each other. Nothing lands. So what do we do instead? We edit, we breathe, we choose one piece that speaks for us. Maybe it's a sculptural cuff, maybe it's a strand of pearls that sits just at the collarbone. The key is intention. Let your accessories feel curated, not crowded. One of my favorite examples is the Sophie Buhai pearl collar necklace. It's substantial, yes, but its design is clean, modern, and quietly luxurious. Worn with a simple black dress or a crisp white shirt, it becomes a focal point, not a fight for attention. Another timeless option? The Tiffany & Company Elsa Peretti bone cuff. It's bold, artistic, and beautifully contoured to the wrist. You don't need anything else when you wear it. It says everything without a word. Even a pair of statement earrings, like David Yurman's cable pearl drops, can be perfect, as long as the neckline is clean and the rest of the look remains understated. The goal here is balance. Think of your outfit as a symphony. Every element should be in harmony. If one note is loud, let the others play softly in the background. Because true style isn't about how much you wear. It's about what you choose not to. So next time you're tempted to layer it all on, pause, remove one thing, and ask, what's the story I'm telling? Let your favorite piece have the spotlight. And trust that elegance always comes through in simplicity. And remember, all of the timeless accessories I mentioned today are linked for you below in the description, so you can explore, compare, and invest in what truly elevates your wardrobe. Final thoughts. Elevate with intention. So as you start refining your wardrobe, remember, every elevated piece you choose is an investment in how you move through the world. These aren't fast fashion fixes, they're timeless essentials designed to last, to flatter, and to reflect the elegant woman you've become. And yes, even if they cost a bit more, they're worth every penny. I've linked all the pieces we talked about in the description below, so you can explore them at your own pace. Choose with intention, invest in quality, and you'll never feel like you have nothing to wear again.